This is Spreaker Web Radio.
Off the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah. It's off the cuff, 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 yeah. It's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, yeah.
This is God ordained. Get in position, cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention, and it's God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving his fullness. Who that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause Hosanna's great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah.
What's up? Welcome to Off the Cuff, also known as OTC University. Let me welcome those of you listening to the show for the very first time, and thank those of you who've been hanging out with us every week. From week to week.
And week to week.
The voice you're listening to right now is Bobby,
AKA the Black Moses.
Yes, sir. And the crew is back in the house with me tonight. Go ahead and shout them out, Eric.
What's up, y'all?
Go ahead, give him Chad.
That was really the Black Desmond Tutu Bishop with his glasses on today and his cross.
Yeah, that's Eric.
E40.
E40. That's good, E40. We have a fun show for you tonight. Since we're all in the holiday season, we thought we would keep it light and funny. Tonight's topic is accepting the reality of it.
Is Chad here?
He is here. But Chad talks anyway. Chad does not need introduction. Now I know you might be asking yourself.
Good Chad has left the building.
Y'all know he's in here. What this show is going to be all about. Well, let me say, don't get offended by any of the issues that we deal with tonight. You know how we do it here on
I
Off
thought
the
we
Cuff?
was fan, Bob.
We keep it 100. I'm going to introduce you in just a minute.
Oh, all right.
So with that said, tonight we're going to be dealing with some issues. There's so much of a reality that you would have to be blind not to accept the truth. Ain't that right, little Chad?
That's what they tell me.
That's what it is. All right. Hit him up with that current event, bro.
Let's get into some current event. All you haters talking about the president right now, this is really starting to irritate me. We're a long way off from what's actually going on.
There you go.
So let's speak to the reality of it.
Yeah.
This is kind of current events, but it's really about this reality.
Okay, let's go with it. Let's go with that.
The presidency is the first reality we're actually going to tackle tonight. That's how we're going to look at it.
Okay.
For all of the haters out there that have been hating on President Barack Hussein Obama, let me help you understand why you feeling the way that you do.
Haters.
Are you listening?
Haters.
I need all the haters to turn it up.
Haters.
So as a hater, see, a hater is someone who is having anger towards everyone reaching success. Yeah, y'all wasn't aware of that acronym.
That's something you made up in church.
Yeah,
that's some spirit of faith made up right there. It just dropped in my spirit. Having anger toward everyone reaching success.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Boy, that's something the pastor wrote down in the corner of his Bible somewhere. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I digress.
all of the haters. That wasn't me. You know, y'all pray for me. Pray for me. Now, actually, you know, the haters, they just mad because it's not them, and it'll never be them.
That's right.
You know, that will attain that level, so they don't have any choice but to hate.
True that.
Right,
Now, let's start with this buster, Karl Rove, who refused to accept the reality that President Obama had even won the election. He went all off on Fox because they called the election saying President Obama had won. Now, this is a quote from Josh Voorhees over at Slate Magazine. Fox had to do something to deal with Romney's crushing defeat.
Why you calling it so early?
Right.
Right.
Because that's the fact.
It's just 10 o'clock.
Not that on all of the channels it says Barack only needs so many electoral votes.
Right.
Once he has them, people, it's over.
Right.
It didn't matter whatever else happened.
Right.
Whatever else happened was just going to determine by how much he Romney.
Wait a
back.
minute, we waiting on Florida still.
We might be, they still counting down
They
there.
still counting.
You
Yeah,
know.
right.
They went and found all them illegal immigrants down there
Gotta have some more votes in
to
Florida.
count, and they couldn't even speak English. I don't know what's going on in Florida, but it's always been something with Florida.
Yeah, you're
Since
right about
Bush
that.
then was down there.
Yeah.
What's that? Jeb Bush? Jeb?
Them hanging
Yep.
chads.
Yeah. Did you say hanging chad?
I said hanging
I should
chad.
splash this water on it. Don't see. I'm gonna give you a pass right there.
You didn't see that coming.
I'm gonna give you a pass, but later on in the show,
Let's go.
watch out.
All right.
It's coming.
Okay.
The train is coming.
Back to President Obama.
Now, despite other predictions, Josh Voorhees at Slate Magazine or whatever, said getting two faces.
Did you say whatever?
I did say whatever. Do you have a problem with whatever? No, because I'm about to whatever to you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you really feeling yourself right now.
Whatever. I'm sorry.
Did you just say whatever?
I said I'm sorry.
It's good water right
He about to
there.
throw water.
I'm about to throw
Chad is
something.
out of his mind today.
I'm not out of my mind. You constipated,
All right, I'm
so you
sorry.
letting everything
I'm
just
sorry.
hemorrhage from your
I'm
mouth.
sorry.
Okay. All I'm saying is getting the two faces most likely to evoke the election off the air seems to be the most logical first step. He was referring to Rove and Morris. He was benched for 27 days because he had a problem with this reality that Obama had won the election. Now, I'm sure he first felt this in his wallet, with all that money that he was contributing and everything over to the Romney camp, first and foremost.
Right.
The Cincinnati Tea Party wrote, it was America's obituary, as they call it. The Lebanon Tea Party mourned the loss of the country. No matter what has been said or how you feel, Barack Obama is still the president for the next 4 years.
It is what it is.
So what I need to tell everybody, what we got to say to everybody? Get over it.
Get over it.
Period. Get over it. Y'all
Yeah.
got 2.5 years before you can start rooting for somebody else.
Right.
Because that's when the next election is really going to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The campaigns will start in about 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's right.
So
That's right.
wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
There's just nothing absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Nothing.
Right.
For
You
4
can't.
years.
Yeah, you can't change anything.
Deal with
so
it,
yeah.
you got to deal with it.
It's your new
life.
reality.
Right.
Matter of fact, I got some words of wisdom for you people out there.
Uh-huh.
When you refuse to accept reality, be prepared to suffer the consequences of your actions.
True that.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Because Obamacare is here to stay.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's a new reality for people in America. They can want to go back all they want to. You can't go back. Want to
Can't
go
go
back to
back.
Bush? Can't go back to Bush. It's just the reality.
But this is the thing. If they just accept it
Yeah,
as
true.
reality,
You can deal with it.
and let the man go ahead and do his job,
Yeah, for real.
then we can really assess whether he was a good president or not at the end of his term.
Right.
For real.
Right.
Instead of continuing to fight him, by them fighting, all it's going to do is prolong what needs to be done.
Totally agree.
Then the whole country's going to suffer then.
Right. If you feel like he's not going to do a good job, like what he's putting in place is not going to work, just prove it. Prove him wrong. Let him do what he's going to do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen,
Right.
get your statistics, make sure everything is right
Yeah.
and not fabricated,
Yes.
and present it and say, hey, he was not a good president. He didn't do what he was going to say he was going to do.
That is true.
But like you said, them pushing against everything now, does nothing but, causes more confusion and hate. And we already got racism in America.
You looking like a broke Malcolm X in a sweatshirt.
Wow. why
It's like the glasses. It's the glasses and the goatee jump.
Yeah, but
the cross.
Why gotta be broke Malcolm X? Can I just look like Malcolm X?
Well, he was broke too.
Why?
So,
Oh, my
the
God.
nation wasn't paying him no dollars. Nothing against the nation.
But it is, like you said, the reality is what it is. It's not going to change.
Right.
And the reason why I believe the Republicans fight against Obama like they do is because they got to get reelected.
Yeah.
And they come out of Republican states and Republican, counties and all that.
Right,
So in order
right.
to get reelected, they got to stake with their party line.
Right.
And that party line is we're against Obama.
Right.
That's the party
And
line.
if he does well, then the next Democratic candidate already has some momentum going in.
Right.
So they can't just kind of
go with him and say, oh, let's see how he going to do. They got to fight him every step of the way so that the Republicans coming after them or people vote after them, they'll at least say, at least we have a voice.
Even to the point where they'll try to sabotage some
And
things.
they will sabotage some
You
stuff.
know?
They're gonna do that. You know?
Will sabotage some stuff.
Well, this is another reality right here. All right, y'all ready for this?
Right here. Right here.
Women dealing with married men.
Talk to him.
I got to say that one more time.
Say it one more time. Say it
Women dealing with married men.
Don't they know?
Scandalous.
And see, this thing right here is this reality is just played. Okay, it's so played. It's crazy that women haven't heard that he's not going to leave his wife for you. Ever. Always like that. Okay, check this out. He tells you he's married. He has kids, but they're having problems in their marriage.
We
right?
ain't getting along right now.
Right.
We've been having problems for a long time. And I'm thinking about divorcing her.
Right. Wow. Just
That was just something that he said to you to bed you down.
Yeah.
Right.
To string you along.
Yeah.
He's not leaving. He already said, I do.
Yeah.
She doesn't treat me good. She doesn't respect me as a man.
Right.
You know.
She doesn't treat me
I had this female tell me one time that she was dating a married man, and she said, he's because he told me they don't even sleep in the same bedroom. That's how much issues they have. They don't even sleep together.
Wow.
Now, are you in the house every time you go home?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But he ain't left. They got kids, but
Right.
he sleep on the couch every night.
Every night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids stepping over him.
Right.
Excuse me, Daddy.
That's what's happening. He paying the bills at the crib,
Right.
but he can't sleep in his bed.
Right. He on the couch with a pillow and a blanket.
Yeah.
Right.
Every
Yeah.
night.
Oh, my wife crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she crazy. And
You
if
just-
he tell you that she crazy, then you stupid for messing with him anyway.
Hey, you
That's
just
right.
don't know.
Because you might be a mark.
Yes.
Now-
What did they hit you with the? Oh, I sent the papers already. She just ain't signed them.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one right there.
And it take 2 years to sign.
Right. Right. Woo.
That's too good right there.
Now, common sense would tell you that if you're having problems, if
should
you're
at least-
having problems, that
yeah.
you should
Like
have
you
seen a
having
therapist.
problems.
Right.
See a therapist.
You need to see a therapist
Yeah.
if you have those type of problems, a psychiatrist, somebody to help you if
Yeah.
you problems
exactly.
like that.
Life coach.
Yeah, good answer. Life coach, right? If he's having problems with his current relationship, does it make sense for him to go and try and start a new relationship with someone new? Huh? He needs to either end the current relationship or work on making it better.
And what about this? If he's married and going out on his wife, what makes you think if he does get with you, he's not going to do the same thing?
There it is right there. There it is.
Not saying that he will, but that's something for you to ponder.
Odds
Right.
are.
Yeah.
The odds are in your favor.
You know, because when some y'all start having some issues, instead of him turning inside
Right.
and trying to resolve them and fix the situation,
Right.
Right.
he stepped outside the relationship
Yeah,
with
that's
somebody else.
And that's why when you get involved with somebody, you gotta ask a ton of questions, a lot of questions. You know, even when you get involved with somebody who's coming out of a relationship, you need to know why they're coming out of that relationship, what happened in the relationship, you know, what went down. I need
Yeah.
to know, you know, just in case, you know, I'm
You
gonna
do
get
need
the
to know.
same type of
You
treatment.
got to ask the uncomfortable questions,
do.
especially before you allow your emotions to get caught
That's
up
right.
in it. Now, if you're just trying to be the jump off, that's different
Right.
because you don't care.
Good point.
And it's another one. Why do women think that if they sex the man up real good, that he will leave his wife?
That just means he just got some real good sex.
That's all it means.
That's just all that means.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but some women
Yeah,
think
it
that.
just means that some things might have dried up a little bit at home.
Right.
Right. That's all. That's
You
all.
know, so he giving you a little bit
He's
more
excited
attention
'cause he's new.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
That's all.
But it get old after a while.
Yeah. But it ain't gonna change. He's still the same dude that's leaving the other woman.
Yours don't get old. Barry
He's
does.
just leaving the other
Don't get
woman.
old.
Just-
It don't get old.
I knew you was gonna flip it.
No,
You just
I'm not
said
flipping
get
anything.
old. Now you said don't get
No,
old.
I'm talking about in the case of this person right here.
We were talking
With the
about
story
that.
we're talking
Oh,
about,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
But
Okay.
I mean, it can be old, but you got to do stuff to make it new.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
You gonna make it new or you
Gotta make it new.
do some new things.
New
Make it
things,
new.
right?
Exploration.
There it is.
Yeah.
Experimentation.
There it is.
Outside the box.
There it is.
Like what? Talk to the people.
I can't put some stuff out in the air.
And this off the cuff, but we keep it real, player. Put that scope right on you.
Set him up nicely for it. Brand new.
And he walked right into
He
it.
just walking in there.
Walked right into a fastball, didn't he?
Why don't you keep it 100, bro?
Strike.
Not a swing.
I refuse to answer that
come
question
on.
from the grounds out.
Well,
You just
I'm,
gotta,
you know-
just gotta do new things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta can't keep doing the same old position.
Yeah,
You gotta try new things. You gotta explore. But your spouse has got to be in agreement with it, because some women don't want certain things done to them.
Like what?
That's true.
Okay, when it comes to oral sex,
Yeah, some folks ain't down.
Some women don't like
some
that.
women ain't not really down with that.
Okay.
Some
women not drawn.
Some women want it, but they ain't giving it. They don't really want to give it.
I think,
But that's what
the
the
women
man-
that don't want
but
it
see-
is because they ain't never had nobody that did it right.
Well, isn't that what the
I'm
man's
just
gonna
saying.
say?
That's true.
Isn't that what the man's gonna say to the female though?
What's that?
That I'm not getting sex at home, right?
Yeah, of
You
course.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
She don't want to do this. She don't want to do that. That's what's causing our marital problems. You know what I mean? That's why we get.
But
the
with the
divorce.
man, but think
See
about it.
what I'm
Common
saying?
sense should tell you you're not gonna go and marry somebody that you don't have a certain level of sexual compatibility with.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
That is true.
Right.
Period.
That is true.
Right.
And if once you get married, everything is fair game. At least it should be a discussion.
Right.
Anyway, not that you're gonna get into it all,
Right.
but there should at least be a discussion. You open for the discussion. You might shut it down,
Right.
but you open for the discussion.
And it should be a red flag, because it could be a point where he did something to cause her to shut down, cause his wife to shut down. So now all you doing is just vent and say, "Well, I'm not getting sex at home."
Right.
But her question was,
Right.
"What did you do?
Right. That ain't never. the
What
question.
happened?"
That's never the question.
You know?
'Cause it's gonna be her fault.
Right. It's always her
See,
fault.
I'm gonna tell her it's her fault.
Right.
You see, so I'm not even gonna be trying to, get into it.
Right.
Because the less I talk about my relationship at home, the more I can convince her that I'm single. I'm about to cut her loose.
Right.
We're not even having wife conversations.
Right.
Right.
Here's the deal. This is how you can really tell. If that dude, you start talking about marriages, and he mum on the word marriage,
Right.
that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a problem.
Even single brothers will have a conversation. Like one day, I think I want to get married. I want to have 2 kids, a dog, and a house, and
Yeah.
something like that. But if you bring marriage up, and that joker like, oh Lord, it's cold in the building. Why is it so hot in here? That's a problem
Yeah.
right there.
I tell you, I saw I saw this preview. What's that? What was that reality show? It's one of them reality shows. I think it was the Atlanta joint, but it was the girl that was Miss America or something.
Oh.
She was pressing the dude out on some marriage and babies or something like that, and he was just like,
Right, yeah.
I'm not putting any pressure on this. I feel like pressure to me.
Yeah.
Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's always a telltale sign.
So these are some words of wisdom right here. First of all, don't be a fool and sell yourself short. Okay? The problem is you don't think enough of yourself to be able to get your own man, so you wind up borrowing somebody else's. Okay? First thing you need to do is build your self-esteem. All right, that's the first thing. And then get your own man. Because that's your problem when you want to jump on somebody else's man. It's all goes back to a self-esteem thing.
And the operative word, and when that words of wisdom that you just gave to people, and we appreciate that, Eric.
No problem. I try.
E40. The operative word there is you borrowed something. If you borrow something, you got to give it back.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
You're right.
That is-
So I said, if you borrow somebody's man, you got to give him
Gotta
back.
give it
That's
back.
true.
At some point, you borrow some money, don't you got to pay it back?
Gotta pay it back.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Okay,
Better
well,
understand.
Wow.
I think women know.
Kenya Moore, that was Miss America. That was her name.
I think women know.
Producer
man.
just gave it to me. I
I
appreciate
think
it.
they got a sixth sense. You got
I
a
ain't
sixth
doing
sense.
that.
You got a sixth sense when you're dealing with somebody and they trying to front and say they're not married.
Right.
I think women know. I don't think they just walking around blind.
They got.
I think you just want what you want when you want it at that
Well,
time.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
flesh
There you go.
is taking
On
over.
fire.
I'm gonna say this: 98%. You always got to leave a percent of some who are just dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's the word you can use.
Yeah.
98% of them know. You have an inkling, okay?
You like another word other than dumb?
And why wouldn't you be able to use dumb unless you dumb?
Nah, some people are.
Okay.
But a woman has to know. Women are too sharp, and they got that look in their eye.
Right.
I mean, they just can see things.
Right.
You know,
Right.
intuition. So they got to know something is going on because they're too detailed and looking for signs. You know.
But they try to fake like they're naive.
They
and
do.
play coy.
Because they want it.
Because they want it.
Oh, I can't believe this is the first time I've ever gone here. No, it ain't. This is about the 5th married man you done dealt with. Quit lying.
You know what? That's a good point, Chad. I believe women that mess around with married men have done it before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This ain't the first time they just stumbled across a married guy.
Right.
You know, no, I don't believe it.
Because you wouldn't be that comfortable.
It's
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
point.
right. Yeah, you're right.
You
You got
That's real good.
Yeah, you be scared to death.
Yeah, that's
You
good
be sort of
stuff.
peasant.
I sound like I'm a little wise right now. I was at the barbershop
Boy, you
when
jumped
Black Moses tried to cut that white streak out his head, and I picked up a little some of that.
Well, you dropped that one right on me. That's good stuff right there. All right, let's move to the next one, man. Men dealing with married women and don't know they're married. Okay? There are a lot of women out there who've had men on the side. The men are clueless about it. For real? Clueless. You don't even know. I don't know.
Well, you know, women know how to hide stuff.
It's been said that women are better cheaters than men.
They are, yeah.
So it appears that they have learned the game and mastered it.
Oh yeah, women are much better at cheating than men.
Yeah. Much
Men
better.
make too many mistakes. Men get caught up.
Well, we get stuck.
They leave paper trails,
Right.
all kind of trails.
Not women.
Yeah, DNA,
Yeah.
drip from the parking lot to the crib, blood splatters. You know,
Say, I'm not even going back
That's
to
what
that.
he said. He said it.
I'm
Leave
not
it
even
alone.
going back to that.
Leave it alone and
All
press
right.
on.
If a woman can only and will only hang out with you if the two of you are alone, it's a good chance that she is married or has a man. Meaning you can't go out in public with her. We ain't walking through the mall together holding hands. We can't hug. No, we're not
Right.
going to the
Ain't none
mall.
of that.
If we go to any mall, it's going to be the mall way.
Yeah.
We're going to Arundel
why
Hills.
don't we go to the
Let's
outlets
go to the outlet.
in Delaware?
But I'm not that much of an affectionate person.
Yeah, I'm not really
Yeah,
affectionate,
I don't really-
except when we get in the car.
Right.
Anytime we anywhere but out here,
Right, right.
I don't mind giving
But
you some sugar.
But we go out to eat, we got to sit in the
Holding
back.
your hand
Right.
Why can't we get the table in the back over there?
in
Why
the
can't-
corner.
Yeah, in the corner. You know. If a
Why
woman,
is it so bright in here?
can they turn these
You
lights
get
down
to
over
right
this
to
booth?
the lights. Wow.
If a woman only calls you when she needs some money or needs some other needs met, y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The maintenance man.
It's a good diploma. I come to fix the
That's
sink.
right. Heard you got some clogged pipes up in here.
It's
Wow.
a good chance that she's married or has a man. Most men are smart.
Rudo.
Most men are smart. They should know the signs.
Down
But guess
the
what?
drain.
You know most men ain't smart. And most men don't know the signs. Because you know what we want?
We want them something.
If she giving us them
So we
cookies,
care.
I can look past the marriage scenario. We'll talk about that afterwards. You know,
Yeah.
but that's most men anyway. If check this out. If you are not a very attractive man, and all of a sudden a dime is interested in you, look out. You might be getting set up to be a victim.
Yeah.
To fund her shopping habit,
Good.
her
Nice.
shoe game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know that shoe game is a real game.
Yeah.
Because you know if that woman way out your league.
Yes, you
You
are
know.
told.
Yeah.
You are told. Looking over there,
You a 1, she a 12.
right?
Y'all can't even meet halfway. You may as well go ahead and let that go. Just that we can be friends, and
Yeah.
maybe she got a half ugly girlfriend that you can meet.
Right.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
Stay cool with her.
I always think about this too. Like when I see ugly athletes with fine women,
Right.
I always think, ain't that a setup?
It's gotta be.
Ain't that a setup?
Yeah.
Because there are some ET looking brothers in the NBA, and they got you see their girlfriends, and you be like, really?
Yeah. They always
Sam
do.
Cassell had a nice looking wife.
Yes.
Yeah, he looked like
Sam
Luke
Cassell,
Johnson in
you
Enemy
know.
Mine.
Oh no, Sam Cassell is a extraterrestrial.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, he
But
really.
so is RG3.
Yes.
Yeah, cause
RG3.
RG3 look like a pterodactyl.
But you see,
Wow.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
but you know,
or something.
RG3 about a 3, and his girl about 4.
Yeah, with makeup
with
on.
makeup on. Yeah. So
and some pumps
they
and a hairdo.
They well connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But look at Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But Jay-Z clean cut though,
Jay-Z
man.
is broke from the elbow.
No, he's not.
He took a walking around dragging a kickstand.
No.
Man, you crazy.
No.
See them sitting together, man. You see Beyonce
Hold
with
on.
Jay-Z?
Let me explain.
Are you serious?
Let me break it down to you.
Man, that's why they call him Camel.
Bobby, can I break it down to you?
Are you telling me how
That ain't me, fam.
Let me break it down to you. It's like this. Jay-Z is smooth.
Ugly.
No. It's not. He's not. He's smooth.
Camel.
He's smooth. His dress is on point. He got good game. You know what I'm saying? Some women out there now. Let me be real.
Now,
there are
to
some
Eric's
women.
point, a lot of times is if you at least can be
Fashionable.
looked at.
Yeah, can be looked
You know,
at without
and
squinting.
right, and then you know you fashion conscious. You got paper,
Man.
and you got the gift of gab. Your
Man.
game is
You
tight.
can get a woman.
So
Yeah.
you saying?
Because come on, think
All
about
right.
it.
So
Hold on. Let's back
What's
up.
big is supposed to be with Faith for real.
Oh,
No.
come on now.
That was all gift of gab right there.
Yeah,
he
but,
was
you know what I'm
and
saying?
she was in the game too, though.
Yeah, she was in the game.
She was in the
okay,
game, too.
but Biggie hadn't blown up at the point that he hooked up with Faith.
But he was coming.
What's up with
She
she?
was on the come up. She was on the come up.
She was hot at the time.
You really think so?
Yeah, yes, that was when she.
Okay.
That's when she
Okay.
was on fire.
Flavor Flav.
Why
Flavor Flav.
is that even in
Flavor-
this conversation?
Why?
Flavor Flav.
Why we
Remember the
talk-
women that Flavor Flav had?
That
he
don't
was on
even
the show?
count.
On that
That,
show,
no,
yeah.
that was rigged.
And then afterwards, he had the women on the show. They dated for like 2 months afterwards.
But he
That don't
Davis
count.
dated some nice looking.
All right,
females, but that-
Shaquille O'Neal and hoops.
Well, Shawty wasn't ugly either.
You see, Shaq? Shaq is a big gorilla.
But Shaq ain't toe up though. He
Yeah,
just a
not toe
big
up.
dude.
He a big toe up dude.
He's not toe up, Bobby.
I'm gonna tell you.
What about
something right
Let me tell you something.
Janet and Dupree?
One.
Oh, that's another one. Janet and Dupree.
Jermaine Dupri is a troll.
Is a troll.
Ain't no way.
So why he get Janet?
What's a,
He smiled at her. It was nice.
Well, money can.
No, she said if I date this ugly brother, he ain't got his own money. He not gonna want mine.
Right,
That's
right.
one.
That's what we said.
And he not gonna cheat on me because he just at least that's what she thought.
Well,
So
money.
once you get money like that,
Yeah, money can get you out of your league. Money can get you somebody way out of your league.
yeah, it's
That
true.
is right
That's
there.
true.
Money
That's
can get
true.
you
That's
way.
true.
But if you ain't got money, and somebody out of your league come rolling up, you know the game is on. The jig is up.
yeah, you know.
The jig is up.
Something going on.
Let's go to the mall. Let's go this. Let's go do that. Spend money on me, and they know you got it. Let's
But
roll.
Scottie Pippen's wife
Yeah.
is beautiful,
ain't
and
seen
I don't know
Scottie
what's
Pippen.
going on with him.
I ain't seen Scottie Pippen's wife.
Yeah, she's
Scottie Pippen look like
beautiful.
Sir Nose from Peephole.
He is toe up.
Well, all I know, the words of wisdom is know your level. Know your level when it comes to women.
Right.
And
Yeah.
watch out for the signs of cheaters. You know what I'm saying?
That,
Yeah.
I feel you.
Because how did Dennis Rodman end up with? Who was he with?
Dennis Rodman always had. Because Dennis Rodman was a wild boy, you know,
Yeah.
so he provided that mystery and that intrigue
Money.
and adventure.
Yeah.
It wasn't money
Yeah, that's true.
to a lot of
Pamela
people.
Anderson,
so, you
back when he got Pamela Anderson, she was the bomb.
Okay, well, she,
You know what I
she
mean?
in
Not
Australia
now,
right
but
now.
bomb.
That
She
was
a bomb.
She said she.
I mean, look
She
at
is.
look at Ice T.
She owed like
Look at Ice T
$5-6
and
million
Coco.
to
You think Ice T really need to be with Coco?
again? It comes down to who got
Who
game.
got that
game.
money?
it's game and money.
Yeah, it's game and money.
got-
Coco got her own paper though.
Now,
Yeah,
now,
I would get Coco.
I seen some brothers out here
yeah. I'm just saying.
pull some women,
Just
nice
saying.
looking women. I be like, how did that happen?
They got they GS15s.
Some of them just got
Stupid, yo.
Or they contractors
Some of
making
them just
that money,
got game, man.
making that paper.
Time is game, Bob.
I see them all the time.
Time
I
is
see
game.
them, and they got that. They make that money, and they with some bad women. I'm
Somebody
like,
send us a
dude,
mailbox question. Tell us what you think.
Man,
Go ahead, Chad. Roll over. You next.
Now, this is the other thing. Accepting that the relationship is over.
That's a reality for real.
The reality. If you're calling your ex 24/7 and they're not accepting your
Why
call,
he ain't picking up?
because the relationship is over.
Why she ain't picking up? I know she ain't off work yet.
Is his phone on?
If your ex is dating other people regularly,
I'm calling her on a regular basis.
the the relationship is over.
I texted her 3 times today.
If an ex only calls you late at night and you don't spend any time together during the daylight ever, the relationship probably doesn't exist. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, sisters, that man is working during the day,
right?
Yeah.
You know, or something like that, and then he gets off work by the time he travel and get in or whatever. Y'all's normal talk time, you know, late evening. So I'm not talking about that brother,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if that brother's off work at 3 o'clock every day, and you don't talk to him till 11:30, 12 o'clock every night,
that's cause his
for
wife
3
was
minutes, because he was in the bathroom trying to talk to you. Same thing, fellas. She done walked off. Went to the bathroom, sitting on the toilet.
Right.
You know, if all of a sudden out the blue, she say, "Girl, you crazy," and then tell you because her girlfriend just walked by.
Right.
She lying.
Right.
She lying.
That other dude just walked by. You just got played.
Yeah, for real.
That's what it is.
For real.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Lately, there has been some senseless deaths, as a matter of fact, over the simple fact that one of the individuals in the relationship refused to accept that the relationship was over.
Wow, that's true. That's true.
And we're talking, you know, we kind of talked about it, touched on it a little bit last week, you know, all the stuff going on with these athletes and things, and how they kind of flicking off. And there was a situation in Baltimore as well where a fella came and he stabbed, I think it was his wife or his girlfriend.
He was getting on the bus with a baby and he shot on. Getting on the bus. That was down here in
that
DC.
Was in Southeast.
There was a Baltimore situation.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, he stabbed her up though.
Yeah, he stabbed her in Baltimore, but he shot her down in DC.
I think like 9 times.
Yeah.
He was like chuck. Yeah,
you can't be with me. You can't be with nobody. Huh?
Nobody.
This young lady that got killed, she
had a baby.
Yeah, she had a baby with her. The baby
got shot too.
Baby got shot too.
Yeah.
And I think he went to New York or something.
You know what? I don't understand.
One in Baltimore, the guy posted on Facebook what he was going to do. Then went and did it. Then called the police and said that I did it.
But what I don't understand, Chad, is just having that person that don't want you. Why can't you just accept that they don't want you? That's just the facts.
Because you know what it is? I think that the people that don't want the other people mislead that individual. I think that, you know, that person gets so involved into them and makes that person their world.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
As a matter of
so
fact,
they feel like they can't live without that.
They feel like they can't live without them. And this is kind of how I look at it as well. If I look at it from a biblical perspective, it's like, if I make this person, if I start idolizing this person, then I'm making this person my God.
Yeah, too big.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm putting them before God and everything else.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now when that individual's not there, it's almost like once you do it, you're almost doomed anyway.
Right.
Because this thou should have no other gods
before
me.
Right.
You know, so you doomed from the get go.
Right. You setting yourself up.
You setting yourself up.
Yeah, I got you now.
You know, so you got to kind of pause and keep everything in perspective. You can love, but you can't lose your mind in love.
Right.
Can't do that.
Right.
You know?
And that's why with me, you know, even like I say, I'm in love with my wife, but I love God more than I love her. So in spite of what she do, if she walk out today,
yeah, I'm looking at it because I'm surprised you said that.
No, I'm saying that if she walks out today, I'm not going to lose my mind because God is my number one.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt. I got to deal with it, but I'm still not going to lose my mind to the point where I'm.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know. I mean, my wife walk out on me today. I'm gonna be wearing ABUs to work tomorrow. They gonna say, "What's wrong with Bobby?" He tripping right about now.
Right.
So
what you saying is lose yourself before anyone else. That's what you said. Love yourself. Bro.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself before you. Yeah.
I might be a little. I might need a V8 for a while, but I'm gonna get it together.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be struggling through that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
and
you will struggle with somebody, and all of a sudden it's over.
Yeah.
Especially if you got some time invested. It's difficult.
Because remember something. Let's just go back in what they call it, a time warp for a minute. And remember when you was young and that first girl that broke up with you, and you was looking for her in the daytime with a flashlight. You was trying to get her back. You was trying to call her, You was waiting out at the locker. You was trying to get a girl to talk to her for you. Remember those days?
No, because I was like next.
Well, you never had those days. I know you didn't. But
I'm saying back when I was young, I had I've experienced heartbreak
along the way,
Bobby.
So when you felt, hey, all right, let me ask you this: have you ever called just to answer, just listen to the voicemail?
Just to listen to the voicemail. I did that before.
I have.
All right, you have ever called? So
keep it
so
real.
you could be really tripping at that point. You know what I mean? Because if you
And I
call
hung up and said
just
I
to
was
listen
tripping
to
to
voice,
myself.
right? There
I
you
sure
go.
did.
There
I
you
was
go.
like, did I just do that?
There you go. So how did you come to the reality of the fact that this ain't happening no more?
Well, I mean, I was hurt like that to the point where, you know, I went over to the house, waited out.
OJ. That's what OJ. They say OJ was waiting outside too. I'm sorry.
Let him finish. I want to hear the rest. Go ahead.
It wasn't like that, okay?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, I was like calling, wasn't getting the phone call. So, you know, I went over to the house, you know, sat for a while.
Yeah.
Wasn't stalking.
Okay.
You was going to talk to.
You tried. You gonna talk to me?
Right. I wanted to talk. I wanted to find out what was going on.
Because
you know?
Eric's a communicator.
And so I just sat outside the house, but I noticed I saw another car there.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, okay, somebody must be over there.
Right,
You know,
right.
and I was getting ready to get out, you know, to sort of look in the windows.
You stalking. He trying to church it up, but I just come stalking.
I was giving, but then I caught myself, and I was like, I caught myself, and I was like, yo, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing?
Stalking.
You know?
You go to jail.
You know what I'm saying?
You tripping.
So I drove off, and I said, I got to get over it.
Yeah,
that's
he's
about.
got-
But you know what though? I think too
A lot of brothers
that sometimes if you roll up on a situation like that, that you're supposed to roll up on that situation.
To help you get over.
Yeah, you were supposed to see what you saw.
Exactly.
Right.
I need to see it.
Right.
Because otherwise, you'd have still been waiting and pining
Right.
for that
Yeah,
individual.
yeah.
But once you see it, it's like it's reality in your
Right.
face.
Yeah. For real.
And it hurt.
And that's reality, people. Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's hit this other reality, right?
What's the words of wisdom on this?
The words of wisdom. Yeah.
There's someone out there, who was willing to love, who would love to be with you. That's what it boils down
True.
to.
Right.
If that other person don't want, there's always somebody out there that would love to
That's
be
true.
with you and things of that nature. And
And
we kind of
appreciate you.
yeah, we
Yeah.
just expanded on that a little bit. So let's drop a little bit more wisdom on you. Get your life, as Tamar Braxton would say, together. Reality should be telling you that you would rather be with someone who appreciates and loves you for who you are.
True that.
And not for the materialistic things
True
that
that.
surround you.
True that. True that.
Ain't that a song?
I think so.
All right. Let's hit this other reality. All right. Here it is. Y'all ready for it?
Let's go. Let's go.
It is.
Reality that the ring is never coming. Somebody getting depressed already. All right.
Some people blow the ring.
This one gonna be tough.
You have been living with this man for 5 years.
For real.
Right?
That was one of the mailbox
It
questions.
sure was. You got 3
5
kids.
years.
3 kids by him. All right. Messing up already.
I know somebody got 2.
You have been supporting him the majority of the years you spent together.
You
You
know
done
your
messed up
name.
right there too. That's just poverty. The reality of it is that you can stop looking for the ring. Okay, don't even look for it.
Hang it up.
All right, it's not coming.
Ain't happening.
He already has you locked in.
He milking the cow
He knows you aren't going anywhere.
every morning, twice a day.
More than
So why in the world should he
Calves.
marry you? Why should he marry you? You know,
Yeah, why?
for what?
I'm doing it right now. We good right now, man.
Right,
Why we need to get married? We good.
marry.
I mean, when we had a conversation, we're gonna be like, why we need to do that?
It's just a piece of paper.
It's just a piece of paper.
3 kids.
We
That's-
married
that's
in
a
the
lot,
heart.
bro.
Right.
The Lord knows.
Isn't the common law in
The
this? in this-
Lord already knows. The Lord knows our heart.
It's some 3 kids.
So
That's
I don't think you really need a ring.
because if you ain't get the ring out of the first kid, you should have stopped.
You should-
If you ain't get the ring out of the second kid, you should have ran. If you had a 3rd child by this man and you still don't have a ring,
Yeah.
you's an ignorant mammy tammy.
So check this out. Stop looking for the ring. Stop it now. All right? Stop looking for the ring. Settle into perfecting the art of acting like you're married. Right? Women see this happening to other women day after day, year after year, and they fall into the same situation thinking that it will be different. I saw what she did. I'm not going to be like her. Girl, she's stupid. and you fall into the same trap. You fall into the same thing, right? Wise up. Don't get caught in this game. All right?
Now, I hate to say it, but I actually know of a couple situations, as a matter of fact, where the people did actually stay with these men. There was one situation, there were kids involved, and the other one that it wasn't. And it might have been 8, 9, 10 years into it, but they eventually did get the ring. I'm not saying that that's the norm, because normally that don't happen, but I found that surprising. I think it was just they hung around long enough for him to get his play out.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
You know, and once he got all his play out, you know, then he was settled into things, and it was like, well, you know what? She done stuck around. She ride or die for me. I got to go ahead and make this happen.
Well, hopefully, he really loved her at that point. What kills me is I've seen them wait around for a long time, and then they finally get married, and then they get divorced a year later. I don't understand that. That's the craziest thing I'm saying. You done been together for like 8, 9 years, living together, having kids.
But because the expectations change when you get married.
Yes, true.
And most women gonna let you know that those expectations have changed. Men might be thinking it's gonna still be status quo,
right?
But a female's gonna be like, okay, no, it's supposed to be this and this. No, you're not staying out all night anymore. You got the game messed up, players.
Right.
You know, tell the boys it's not happening this weekend. You know, yeah, that gambling session all till the day after tomorrow is not happening this weekend. It's not going to.
What did you mean by let them get all the run out?
Their play out, because some people haven't had a chance to. This off the cup, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ain't had a chance to be a hoe.
Oh.
Whether it's the male or the female.
But doesn't that kind of disqualify them from being what you want?
It does if you're aware of it.
Well, you said let them get the run out.
Yeah, but most times you can think somebody's doing it. You know, you might feel like somebody's doing it, but you don't necessarily know that somebody's doing it.
Yeah,
they handling their business where you concerned. Right. But they're not in a position where they're ready to settle down. So therefore, if you haven't gone through that phase for a lot of people, I mean there are exceptions. But if you haven't gone through that phase where you already had your itch. Sold your oats, whether it's the male or the female or whatever case, eventually that itch is going to come.
I got you.
So you might be in a relationship. This might be the person that you fell in love with, whatever case may be. But see, for men don't have that emotional attachment when they go out here and sleep with other people. Now, when that female goes and sleep with other people, the new age female, she can not have an emotional age attachment too, for real.
But they still wired the same way.
Right. Yeah. But if they deal with that individual for a period of time, that emotional attachment is going to come whether they are that type of individual or not.
I got you.
So words of wisdom right here is this, and this is powerful right here. Act like his girlfriend, not his wife, until he puts that ring on your finger, making you the wife. So until then, you are a girlfriend. And that's key right there. Because if you start acting like a wife before you get a ring, then what are you going to get your ring for?
I don't know if I 100% agree with that, because if you're not acting like a wife and you my girlfriend, I'm probably not going to wipe you up because I don't know that you have that capability.
No, I'm not talking. I think not talking about a
you gotta
wife.
Show me.
No,
I'm from Missouri.
If you got a place of residence and she comes over there and she cooks you breakfast in the morning or cooks you dinner, that's still acting sort of like a wife, or you just showing her that I can be wife material. But when you talk about acting like a wife, y'all moving in, y'all living together. You getting having babies. Y'all got joint accounts now. Y'all buying a house together. Y'all not even married yet.
Got you. Okay, big things, babies, joint accounts,
big things like
buying
that.
A house.
Big
okay,
things
that's wifey stuff. I thought you was talking. First, when you said coming over cooking some eggs and all that, or maybe washing your clothes, something like that.
That's nothing. That's signs.
I need to know that you can do that kind of thing.
I need to see it too.
Personally, myself.
That's true. Yeah,
that is true.
I know she might have bought her clothes to your house for you to wash for her or whatever, but I'm just talking about for me.
I ain't doing it. You bring them over here if you want to. It ain't happening. The next reality is the reality of getting older. I ain't never done them. I ain't never done them.
Read, Bobby, please.
Wasn't gonna happen. Men, you're 40. I say 40 to 60 years old. In the club with kids doing the Dougie.
Right.
Now you can't listen.
Michelle Obama out on the lawn doing the Dougie.
Can't Dougie. At some point, you can't Dougie no more.
I can Dougie.
I know you
I'm
can.
112 and I can Dougie.
Well, generally, that dance is left for most younger folks.
Right.
Old jokers ain't up Dougieing. You know what I'm saying? Kids in the club laughing at you and talking about you, and you in there trying to Dougie.
Right.
Well, first of all, you shouldn't be at the club with the young kids anyway.
Well, that's what we're saying.
That's right.
They're not dealing with the reality.
But you can go to the 35 and up
They're
club.
not dealing with. Well, they don't dance at the 35 and up club most of the time. They just chilling.
Man, hey, you go to the hand dance club, them brothers 90
they getting
years
it
old
in.
with their
Well,
top hats
you
on.
right about that.
And they spinning and
They
dipping.
getting it in. Yeah, they getting
You
it
know.
in. Yeah.
Step to the left.
So while the kids laughing at you and talking about you, so you trying to Dougie. The smart young girls are deciding how they gonna get you to buy drinks for their girls and them.
Right.
While you
Sucker.
all up in there. But
Sucker.
you looking like a real clown. You don't even
Right.
dress like everybody
Like
else.
them, right.
You up in there wearing South Pole
Right.
up in the club. That don't make no sense. Why would you even be wearing South Pole up in the club? That don't even make no sense. So if you
Eric, that's you up on the South Pole
So-
shirt right
You
now.
talking about my shirt?
oh, you got on a South Pole shirt,
I mean, I'm not in the club, but
Right.
What's wrong with South Pole? That's
but
what
you
I'm
don't wear that to the club, son.
I don't go to the club, first of all. But
Exactly. So
But
why
I'm
you feeling
trying-
all offended?
because I'm like, what's wrong with South Pole?
Because you don't wear that in the club. It's old man clothes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, South Pole.
I just want to know, man. You
Old man
singing out
clothes.
South? Oh, I didn't know
Okay.
South Pole was old
It's
man.
old man clothes.
I just want, it just
Okay,
keeps
if
me
you like
bored.
to
First of all, the
dance.
youngsters wearing their clothes hanging off of them.
Right,
anyway,
they don't
so,
wear South Pole.
South Pole, like, what's
If
wrong
you-
with that shit?
You know.
Because you over 40, you should wear
Okay,
South
all right.
Pole.
I didn't know South Pole was
But
a
you
40
don't
and
need to
over
go
clothes.
to the club wearing South Pole, bruh.
Okay,
You know they don't wear chains outside of their shirts no more.
I don't know nothing what's going on in the club, Bobby. I ain't been in the club since
You see-
Why is he
1986.
going on you like that?
You see young people,
Defend yourself.
young people, right? You have young
I
daughters.
see young people with chains on the outside of their clothes all the time. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
in the
Where you live in Waldorf? I don't know what goes on out there.
right,
You out there, in the, you know what I'm saying?
right.
He just stole all the
Little
big girls when you stay.
Waldorf, Maryland. If you like to dance and hang out, that's cool, but you should do it with folks in your own age group. Like Chad was saying, the dance, what do you call it? The dance club? Step to the left, step to the right club?
Yeah, you know, the
Yeah,
hand dance.
club. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where you should be at. And if you a mature, older man, you should act like it, I think.
True that. True. True.
Instead of trying to still be young. Because like I said, South Pole is old man code. I wear South Pole.
Why you gotta keep saying
I got
that?
South Pole jeans.
You wear them next session.
I'll wear them for you. The same goes for women all up in the club, right? Got
I need
kids.
y'all to trade up to some basic Levi's or
Right.
you know. I ain't saying go get some True Religion. You ain't got to spend it, but get you just some Levi's or something like that. You know, go to downtown locker room. They
Yeah,
got a whole
go ahead
lot
and get
of.
some of those. Yeah, those 4X clothes. Yeah. All right.
Are you saying 4X to me?
No, I didn't say that.
Because Bobby, if
I
I
wear
wear 4X, you wear
Why
6.
did you take it that way?
What size is that
I
jersey
wasn't
you got
talking
on right
about
now?
you.
What size is that jersey you got on right now?
This Adrian Peterson jersey is a 2XL.
Right, it looked like two Adrian Peterson jerseys stitched together.
It is 2XL.
Right.
But my
He done
point,
cut down the middle.
my point was not about
it's
you.
stitched.
My point was about the clothes in downtown locker
Adrian
room
Peterson's
are all
number is
3X
28.
and 4X.
His shirt say 28, 28.
That was my point. He's so sensitive. He's so sensitive.
Nah, don't spit.
It wasn't you.
That's fine.
I wasn't talking about you.
You looked at me.
Listen, son.
You looked at me.
You 6'6". You 6'6",
And?
260. Everything you
I'm
wear is
250.
250.
You quit adding pounds to me, okay? You 5'11", 328, and you trying to add pounds to me.
I love you, man.
All right.
You all right. All right. You
Come
are
up to her.
6'6", 260. All right.
5'11", 328.
Let me back to my point. Same goes for women hanging out in the club. Whenever they got kids, but they body parts hanging all out.
Chicken
Trying to
hanging
get
out.
The worst is to see a mature female.
Yeah.
And she got on a little short skirt.
Yeah.
Ain't
You
it?
know.
That she got to pull it down every few steps.
Yeah, and you got all these dimples showing.
Yeah.
Man,
All
look
this
like
saying
meatloaf.
Yeah, that's not cute. And just because you got on a bra or one of them French cut bras
Yeah.
that make it look like your breasts are nice.
Yes.
First of all, a seasoned brother like myself
Yes.
can tell by the jiggle that when that bra comes off, they're going to drop and be
Wiggle.
slapping flat. You know? And your areola's going to be down by your navel.
Lord, that's
So quit
Looking at the
faking.
ground.
Yeah, you're not fooling nobody. I'm telling you right now.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man.
Change the game.
So why you out there looking like that with your, what you call them again? Areolas?
Don't act like you
Looking
don't know what
down
an
at the
areola
ground.
is.
I was just following your lead, Chad. And all the young
Areolas.
boys are laughing at you while you think you got it
Your
going
peppermint
on.
patties with a raisin on
I
the top.
like that one right there. That's what I was shooting for, the peppermint patty.
Trying to take me back.
There you
Mess.
go, there you go. Men, take care of the hair growing out your noses and out your ears.
And out your ears.
Because that's a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's a
nasty.
sign that
It's a
you
sign
getting old.
that you old. Yeah, that's
It's
a
a
sign.
sign that you're getting old.
Yeah.
You know, the females out
And
there.
if you can't control your drool, that's
Yeah.
what they got handkerchiefs for. Just keep dabbing that
keep
corner of your
dabbing that
mouth.
corner of your mouth.
Because it look real
Yeah,
nasty.
it look real bad. You know what I'm saying?
Drink some water. You got all that little dried
Wow.
Stuff in the corner of their
It's,
mouth.
it's just nasty.
Wow.
Trying to holler at a little young girl.
Yeah.
That look real nasty. You know, women take care of their, hair growing under their chin. Oh, ain't that unsightly?
I'm like, I don't.
You know
like
what I mean?
There's a lot of women with that young,
The little
old.
hair.
Yeah,
And
When you
it's
start to get a little age on some of the women, that's when you got to start lining them up.
And why
Yeah.
you gotta
Lining that
There you
top
go.
lip up.
that.
I'm just saying,
Oh,
they don't want to
God.
cut it. It's gonna grow back thick. At least line it up. If I gotta line up mine,
You gotta
line
line
up
up yours.
yours. You know, right?
Get it. Gotta get it.
It's all right. You know, these things happen when you get of a
Right.
certain age.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point, right? Sometimes,
His age,
you
yeah.
know, your body will tell on you. So living to see old age is a blessing. So just
It is.
accept it.
Accept it.
Deal with it.
And it's things you
Walk
can
it
take
out.
for that uncontrollable flatulence. Don't just be around people breaking wind.
Yeah, but we always
you
do.
can't control
We
it.
always try to turn back the hands of time,
Yeah.
right? But guess what? It don't.
That's what they do when they try to talk to a tender, a young woman, older woman, want to be a cougar, talk to a tender, trying to turn the clock
Trying to
back.
turn the clock back.
Brothers just trying to go get them a young
That's
girl.
why
trying to turn the
sometimes you
clock
have
back.
to decide. You got to go to the Tom Joyner cruise. You know, with all the old
Right,
folks going
yeah,
to cruise.
yeah.
That's just your cruise now.
That's it. That's
You
it.
can't be going on
Right.
a young folk cruise talking about you out there with a toga.
Yeah, can't do
no, bruh.
Can't do it.
You don't wear togas.
Hide that stuff. Hide it.
But I can sit in the corner and watch.
Watch them though.
I watch. I tell you.
Keep my eye on a lot of them.
Yo, watch the mess out of it.
Man.
Hey.
The reality is,
You know
the
one coming
words of wisdom is, I'd rather be in the company of my peers enjoying life
That's right.
versus being laughed at by kids. My
And
kids.
hedonism is not for old people.
Yeah.
Out of shape people. I know some of y'all know what that is. Look it up.
Mailbox time.
You're in
Mailbox
the mail.
time. Mail, this is a juicy question. I might as well read it since I'm on here.
Well, go
Let's
ahead. Talk about it.
And we got an anonymous somebody wrote this one. You would be anonymous, right?
Yeah, something a little scary in the middle.
Mhm. So, if you are a man who has been so-called delivered from a homosexual lifestyle,
Homosexual.
should you tell your female you dating now that you was once living a homosexual lifestyle?
I'm going to jump in there and
Go ahead
take
and jump
that
in
one.
there, Chad.
I have to say that you should definitely tell that female that you lived a homosexual lifestyle.
You should tell them twice.
It should be her option and her choice as to whether or not she wants to continue to deal with you, regardless of whether you said, "Oh, I had a test and I'm straight" or not.
Yeah.
If you just
Or got delivered.
yeah, if you just got delivered,
Yeah.
or
Set free.
changed your way of thinking,
Stop doing it
we'll
today.
say made another choice.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you just did that, unless it was 25 years ago.
Uh-huh.
You need to let somebody know.
Yeah.
Somebody got to know.
Need to know.
And it's going to come out.
Because it can take up to 10 years for that other thing to show up.
Yeah.
That hive,
Yeah.
the big disease
It's
with
going
the
to come
little
out.
name.
It's going to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got to be
Serious.
straight with it.
Gotta
Yeah,
be
you
straight.
got to be straight because, especially if you live that lifestyle, you still got friends in that lifestyle. They're going to come around, you
At
know.
the mall.
Yeah. And, hey, boy, how you doing? You know.
Yeah, you don't want to be out at the mall and
Hey, don't do
the
that.
brother walk up.
Don't do that.
You
no
know.
more. You stop doing that.
My wife hates when I do
Yeah,
that.
you need to stop doing that. Turn the mic off.
She hates when I stop it.
Yeah, you need to stop that.
Yeah. She gonna beat you when you get
Yeah,
home.
you gonna get beat. She
ain't
listening.
gonna
You
beat
know
me.
that.
Yes, she is.
She ain't gonna beat me.
She gonna beat you.
She ain't gonna beat me. But yeah, you.
So
Finally get to wear that pamper. You've been
Tell 'em.
fantasizing.
Just tell them. I say you tell them. I ain't lying.
Yeah,
Tell 'em.
you gotta tell.
Tell them
You
twice
gotta
on
tell.
Sunday.
That's nothing to play with. And I'm gonna go to far. I said this: if you thinking about dating him and he even look feminine, ask the question yourself if
But
he
you
won't
know
volunteer.
what? That's not you.
That's
nah.
not. That's not.
That's
even
not even the
criteria no more.
telltale criteria anymore
Yeah.
because I went with a female some time ago to a restaurant in DC and just it was just a little Mexican joint,
Right.
You know. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a Mexican joint. It was a little breakfast spot
Right.
or whatever, and long time ago, long time
got you.
ago, but it was in DC still.
I understand where you're
You
going.
know, and so I'm in there, and she knew about the spot.
I know where you're going.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, grub was good, but I wouldn't walk in. I'm looking around. We're the only male and female in there,
Okay.
period.
Okay.
So I see groups of guys, all races, colors, and creeds, some mixed
Really?
together and everything.
Really?
You know, but I started to get this little feeling.
Spider senses was tingling.
Yeah, you know.
I understand.
So it just wasn't feeling comfortable.
There you
Right.
go.
So we sit way away from everybody else because they sat us and everything. And I'm starting looking around. I see nothing but some other males started to come in. This one dude looked like he been lifting houses. He was bigger than you.
Oh, yes, sir.
Like straight looked like he been lifting houses. You know, look like what's the Alonzo dude that was in one of them Tyler Perry joints. I can't think of the name.
Anyway.
The Christmas joint or whatever.
There you go.
And one of them little pretty boys.
Okay.
Or whatever, but big dude.
Got you.
So he came up in there and he went straight over to this little Italian looking guy and bent down and gave him
Wow.
something on the lip.
Yuck.
I was like, we got to go.
Well,
That's
you
it.
did better than me because I would have walked in.
I said.
And once my
we got
spider
to-
senses
I said,
start
we got to
tingling-
go. But you ain't know.
Car reverse.
You ain't know. Because
Yeah,
if you
sometimes
get
you
in
won't
there and
know.
all you see is maybe 2 or 3 other tables and there's guys,
Yeah.
but you don't see flaming type,
Yeah.
you know, dudes or whatever. You just see guys, tables full of guys. So if it's late,
You think it might be a
or
meeting?
early morning, you're like, okay, everybody here because this is the only spot that's 24 hours
Right.
right now that's decent where you can go get some steak tips and some potatoes.
He got some tips for you.
You know? Yeah, they had some tips for you.
Not for me.
Yeah,
I wasn't in there.
They'd love you. And your nice
Big
purple
straw,
and
nice
yellow
purple
jersey.
Yellow jersey.
They'd have been waiting on her. He looks
So the
strong.
The answer is, y'all crazy.
Let
the
'em
answer
know,
is
let 'em
tell.
know.
Let them know. Let them know.
Let's do the contest,
for your
man.
safety. For your
It's
safety.
time to go. Let's do
All
it.
right. Check it out, y'all. We got a contest. Participate in the contest. You must be a follower of the show. Go to www.spreaker.com. Sign up with your email address. Type in off the cuff in the search box. And then click on the follow button. That will make you a part of the OTC family. We will be choosing a winner every week. And all of the weekly winners will be put into a drawing to win the monthly prize, which is a $50 Visa gift card. Now, if we call your name as one of the weekly winners,
Go for it.
you have 1 week from the day we call your name to respond and become eligible for the monthly drawing. If we do not hear from you within the week your name is called, you forfeit your eligibility to win the $50 Visa gift card. But you will still qualify for the grand prize.
Yeah.
Now, we will be choosing the monthly winners for the $50 Visa gift card every first Sunday of the month through December 30th, 2012. But hold on. There's even more of this contest, and Chad is going to tell you about the big
Take
grand
it away,
prize.
Chad.
I'm gonna tell you what you need to know
Tell
about
'em
this
what
here
they need to know.
contest right here. Every month, all of the Visa gift card monthly winners will be put into a drawing to have the opportunity to be a guest
Quiet
host
storm.
on the show. Now, you know how we roll on Off the Cuff.
Well, you got an hour.
We keep it 100 in this piece.
Yeah, guys.
So if you're chosen to
That's
be
the
a guest,
PEACE.
the right piece.
Gotta bring
If
that
you're
up,
chosen to be a guest host,
keep
be
bringing stuff
ready to keep it off the cuff. Our grand prize winner will be chosen on January 6, 2013, so make sure you're ready and that you get registered now if you want to be a part of what
It's a
we
radio
do.
voice right there.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Now, the past winners
ready.
from the last contest that claimed their prizes will be included in the grand prize drawing.
Wow.
Yes,
Is
yes.
that exciting, everybody?
That's exciting.
Let me
yeah.
hear you shout about it.
Yeah.
Rah rah.
That's the best you can do? So here we go. Let's choose our weekly winner.
Okay.
And the weekly winner is, oh dang, it's a dude.
Let's go for it.
No, I'm sorry. The weekly winner is Daniel Alexander DeWitt.
DeWitt. Isn't DeWitt French?
Daniel Alexander DeWitt. You are the winner for this week. Now, you can go to www.menoffthecuff.com and hit the Contact Us ribbon and claim your prize or your spot, okay?
DeWitt.
Or you can just email us at
DA, holla at us.
I'm sorry, Daniel DeWitt. Or you can just send us an email, man, at
He can just go by Dad.
He could go by Dad. Those are his initials.
Daniel Alexander DeWitt.
Daniel, so when you come on, if you happen to win and come on the
Dad, I'm
show,
hauling your dad when you come on the show.
you can be Bobby's daddy.
Watch out now. I don't like my daddy.
You can replace Sam.
Right.
Both of y'all got 3-letter names, so it should work out just fine.
Yeah.
All right, so that's go to menoffthecuff.com, Daniel, and hit the Contact Us ribbon and claim your spot, or you can email us at menoffthecuff@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Yeah. All right, man. Great show. A lot of fun. America, we hope you enjoyed the show tonight.
America!
As much as you did. Yeah.
Have you heard?
So we'd like to say happy holidays to all
And
from
the men of off.
The cuff.
Up in the mammy tammy.
So be safe out there. Let's get out of here, fellas.
All
So
right.
see you back here when? Next week?
Yeah, same place, same time.
Uh-huh.
Well, we keep it real.
Uh-oh.
God loves it.
Yeah.
And we out. If you said something, I'm going to slap them glasses.
You took long. You paused. You paused. You can't pause. You can't pause.
You look at me, you be wanting me to just pause.
I know.
I should be able to pause. It's not a run-on sentence, Eric.
It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. Yeah. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. It's off the cuff.
This is God ordained. Get in position, cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention in this God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving this faultless. Who that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause Hosanna is great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff. Off the cuff.